Hey everyone. So really big news today. OpenAI ChatGPT, as many of you know it, same company, they released their new agent kit. So this is gathering a lot of attention, and I wanted to come on here to give you a visual idea of what it looks like and also set some expectations because many people, want to say right away this is going to replace N8N or, this is the new best technology for automation. And I just want to say, especially with new software, as we always talk about, the AI landscape is moving so fast, it's not always going to be the best from day one. That being said, I do think that this specific tool has a lot of potential, and that's mostly because it is connected into something like OpenAI ChatGPT that already has so much that it does for you on an everyday basis that plugging into something like this may seem a lot easier than having to go out and learn a different tool like N8N or Make or anything like that that kind of plugs everything together. So I just wanted to give you a basic overview of that today and also kind of go over who it might benefit, why you might want to learn this from day one, and who it probably won't help right away. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So just to start off, you're going to see here, this is the press release that they dropped earlier today during the conference. And I'm going to put the link to this down below the video so that you can take a read for it yourself. It's really nice. You can actually just play it here and it will read it to you. So I won't get too much into this, but this is the official press release from OpenAI. Okay. So now if we go into the actual builder, this is what it looks like. So if you've worked with N8N before or any other kind of workflow tool like that, this layout is not going to be so unfamiliar to you. Now, if you are just starting out in AI, this might seem a lot easier to kind of manage, versus something like N8N. Here's a quick comparison. But when you really get into it, the problem with this software at this moment is that it lacks the amount of connections, external connections that N8N has access to. So when you're building something in N8N for comparison, you can always find so many different tools to plug in, and you're not limited to any particular tools. The difference is that with this ChatGPT tool, uh, OpenAI, you're going to be locked into their ecosystem. So what that means is that even though you're going to have some of the same features here, like an agent processing information, you're only going to be able to pick from the ChatGPT models. So if you are somebody that likes to use Claude or Gemini or something like that, you're not going to be able to integrate those specific AIs into your workflow, at least not at this moment. I don't know if that's something that they will be changing in the future. Now, I promised to tell you who this would be applicable for, and who this wouldn't be for. So, something that I do want to say on the positive side for this new tool is that it could make it very easy for you to create a chatbot or an internal database. Maybe that's not the right word, more of an internal tool for your employees, right? So this is what this one is an example for. This one is a template actually built by OpenAI themselves. And so what this one is made to do is it's got a start point, right? So you would trigger it, and down here it actually separates off into these different paths just like N8N. And the purpose of it is to find information internally in the company. So a common use case example of this would be is if you have an employee and they get a question that they don't have an immediate answer for. And so they can go in, they can use a tool that was built, in this program and find the information really easily. Now, this is not something that you couldn't do before. I just believe that this is a much easier way of building it, and it takes a lot less time to do so. Now, there is also a lot of unique features that this tool brings, right? So this is not necessarily a copy of N8N or a tool that I believe was designed to, put N8N out of business by any means. So one of the things here, and I'm going to show you a quick screenshot of this, um, in this video where OpenAI just released this today, I'm going to link this video to the bottom so you can watch it as well. It's only about 6 minutes and it gives a pretty good overview of the tool and how to use it. But this widget tool here I thought was really cool. It's not something that you have to go outside of the app to build. This is something that can be built with the features included in this agent kit. So this tool may actually appeal more to people who are more leaning towards coding, or they like that side of things, because at least from what I've read so far, there are a lot of capabilities that someone who is familiar with code or in that in that world would get a lot more benefit from this specific app. So that's another kind of person that would be maybe more interested in checking this out on day one. Now, um, as you can see here, just doing a quick comparison, it can't compare at this time to what you can build in an 8N just because it lacks the amount of connections. But if I'm going to speak on that, I want to be fair as well. So ChatGPT, OpenAI, has also included their fair share of connections, which are under the MCP tool. So if you look at the MCP tool, you're gonna see that when you open it up, you're gonna see this screen over here, and I hope it's not being cut off, but you can actually go ahead and hit add, and you're gonna see all of these different tools that I'm sure you're very familiar with and you probably use in your day to day. There's other ones specifically by other developers, and these are the ones that really grab my attention because these are the types of integrations that, as a business owner, I would need more of in order to sell me on using this tool to start building my agents, to start building my workflows, because you know there's a lot of different systems that I still have to connect, and I think that NNN still does a great job of that. So yeah, so these are some of the ones that are more popular, right? Zapier, Stripe, PayPal, and obviously if you've done any kind of AI automation, your head is already telling you, wow, that means that I can use this agent to send out an invoice and, payment request, or update my HubSpot, update, my Shopify store. And that's all true. And again, it's not something that we couldn't do before. I just think that this tool will be really nice once it is further developed, because it's going to put everything in one place. So I am very excited about the future of this tool. At this time, like I said, I don't think that it's an N8N killer. I don't think it's something that you should immediately switch over from other automation platforms that you're using. But I think that if you are into automation and AI, or if you're just a business owner who is looking to add some new tools to start automating their business, this wouldn't be a terrible place to start, because the time investment in learning this tool is not as intense, at least so far, as something like N8N. In the future, we'll be releasing more videos that are in depth of how to actually use this tool, how to build some sample workflows, some agents, and some use cases. But for the moment, I just wanted to come on here and give you a basic update on it, as is our job to always update you on the latest AI tools that we think are worth checking out. So with that, I'm going to leave you with those links that I promised at the bottom of the video. I hope that you do some research, and I hope that this tool is good for you or your business. And look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you.